Welcome to California in Focus. I'm Dave Mason, the Southwest editor with the Center Square. I'm here today with Kenneth Trump, the California reporter for the Center Square. Kenneth, you wrote an interesting story this week about the San Jose mayor proposing to make it a crime if a homeless individual refuses shelter 3 times. What can you tell me about that?
Hey, Dave. Thanks for having me on. The San Jose Mayor Matt Mahan is proposing that if you refuse shelter 3 times within 18 months, that you will be prosecuted to push you into getting care because these service-resistant individuals cost an estimated $65,000 a year in just first responder care alone. That's not including the cost of other services that the city does spend on homelessness. Mahan also shared that over 200 homeless people die on the streets of San Jose every year. San Jose is the 3rd largest city in California, so this is a major statistic. He also said that the people who are refusing shelter, they're refusing shelter in spaces that are safe and private, which has been a point of contention for a lot of homeless individuals who don't want to be in a congregate shelter where they share a lot of space with a lot of people.
Because I remember him saying that homelessness should not be a choice. That's actually putting a burden on taxpayers and is causing concerns for homeless individuals as well. What has been some of the reaction to what the mayor's been saying?
Well, you can imagine that groups that benefit from the current arrangement are ones that are opposed to it. The CEO of the Silicon Valley Council of Nonprofits, whose members get a lot of public funding, have said that Mahan's comment is just unfair. Mahan said, yes, there are safe, dignified, private taxpayer-funded alternatives. And Kyra Kazantis said, well, we just don't have all that space right now. This does bring up an interesting point where there was an earlier court ruling that had stopped cities from banning people from sleeping on public property. This court case said that when you don't have enough shelter available for all homeless people in the area, that you can't force anyone to get into shelter, or you can't, or more accurately, you can't criminalize being homeless and sleeping in the public right of way. That was overturned by the Supreme Court this summer, which is what made way for this legislation at the state and sometimes even city level.
I understand, too, that this has become a higher priority now for the state and local governments to do something with the problem with homeless encampments, and to, at the same time, trying to find a safe and secure way of providing them shelter. It is very interesting. But I understand, too, that actually the homeless stats are bigger for cities such as San Diego and Los Angeles and San Francisco.
San Jose as a whole does have a lower per capita homelessness rate, at least relative to like other big cities in California. And I think the number of service-resistant individuals does seem to reflect that. Mahan said that about 1/3 of homeless individuals refuse shelter in San Jose, which is lower than the 60% in San Francisco and 45% in Los Angeles, which does sort of suggest that more of the people who are homeless in San Jose may have originally become homeless in the area.
Do you know when this plan will be going before the council for a vote?
Well, this is just in the initial proposal phase. I'm sure we're going to have a hearing on it soon. I think something else that we wanted to note here is there was a firefighter who spoke at the press conference, and he said that there can be a huge impact from even one homeless individual. He said that within 1 year, he made 400 responses to one individual. And he said that's more than days in a year.
Wow, that's a very interesting number there. Well, thank you very much for your time, Kenneth, and thank you, everyone, for watching the California in Focus report.